Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name's Rob, and welcome to the Gym Rat World. This is a spot where you usually get fast and simple supplement reviews, but today's a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about if you should take a protein supplement or not. This is a question I get quite a bit, so I figured I should answer it for people, create a video. And if you don't know, this is a spot where you just get fast and simple information, right? I like to take care of your time. I don't like to fill it up with too much nonsense, right? So let's just get into it. So first off, like I said, this question I get quite a bit, and I typically see there's about like three types of people that usually ask this question. You got somebody who's trying to lose weight, maybe they're just starting off in the gym typically, or you got somebody who's trying to gain some muscle, or you got somebody who's just trying to replace a meal. Now, as for somebody who's just beginning, who's trying to lose weight, now if you're just beginning and you don't have your routine down yet, maybe you haven't even gone to the gym yet, you're going to start like next week or something like that. If you don't have that down, if you haven't looked into your diet at all, you should not be taking a protein supplement at all, right? Because what I've seen happen so many different times is people who want to go into the gym, the first thing that they do is that they go to GNC and they pick up a protein supplement, right? Now, what happens is that first week that they go to the gym, maybe they go 4 or 5 times, right? Then the next week's about 2 or 3, and then the next week after that's maybe 1 time, or they don't even go at all. Now, what they do that whole entire time for that 3-4 weeks or however long until they stop is they take a protein shake the whole entire time, and they don't even change their diet, and they're barely working out more than what they were before. So what's happening? They're intaking more than they're outputting, and they're gaining more weight than when they actually started. So that's usually why they stop. Not always, but that is usually why a lot of people do stop. So that is just not good, right? So what I say is for people who are just starting off, just get your routine down, get your diet down, really look into that, and then spend about 30 days or a month's time of doing those activities as far as sticking to a good diet, sticking to a really good exercise routine, and just making sure that you're going every day. After that, after you created that habit, then I would start looking into supplements and seeing what you can tweak from there, right? But if you haven't gotten any of that down, you should not be anywhere near protein supplements. Now, if you are trying to lose weight and maybe you got all those things down, then yeah, definitely go get a protein shake, because I can definitely see it. For some people who are trying to lose weight, maybe you typically eat a meal, maybe it's like breakfast or lunch, you get a bunch of loaded crap in there basically. You're getting a whole bunch of bad stuff that you're eating, and you're trying to be more strict. So then you find a protein shake that has protein in it, maybe it has vitamins, minerals, probiotics, things like that. I can definitely see the advantages of somebody who's trying to lose weight, and it's just trying to make sure that they eliminate all that other bad stuff that they typically eat. So in that case, if you basically got your shit together, then yeah, eat that, or not eat that, and go ahead and drink that protein shake, right? Now the next person is somebody who's trying to build muscle or just build whole bunch of size. Now, typically somebody who's trying to build a whole bunch of muscle for whatever reason is very into their nutrition, very into their diet, and you probably know what I'm already going to say, right? Now, first off, I want to say I can already hear the keyboards typing away. Somebody's saying, well, you should always get it from your diet. You should really just go and eat more steak or chicken or fish or whatever. It's like, no shit. That's obvious. If you're somebody that's saying that, it's no shit. You should definitely be going into your diet. You should be fixing that from there. However, I can definitely see somebody who's trying to build muscle, possibly doesn't have the money to be eating steak or tuna or any of those sorts of things every single day, especially at the quantity that is needed to build however much more muscle mass that they actually want. So that's where I kind of see protein supplements to be an advantage for somebody who's basically on a budget, who doesn't either want to be intaking all that different types of food, or just somebody who wants to make sure that they're not going to go broke while getting bigger. So that's why I see that taking protein supplements, somebody's trying to gain some more muscle, gain some more size, as being very advantageous, right? Now, should you be taking it 2 or 3 times a day? Probably not. You definitely need to be throwing in some nutritional things in there as well. But like I said, most people, I'm pretty much just talking to a wall here. Most people who are into that sorts of things are into that sort of thing. They're really into those minute details. You probably already know what's going on. But just know that protein supplements can be an advantage for you if you don't have the money to actually buy all that other food. As long as you're getting a good protein, right? But a way that proteins can be bad for somebody who's trying to build muscle or anything like that. Now, typically if you're trying to build muscle, you're already going to increase your diet. You're already going to be consuming a lot more. And you might be consuming a lot of good stuff, but typically with good stuff, there's a little bit of bad stuff that's added on to it. So you're getting a little bit more bad stuff in there. Now, if you pick a wrong protein that has a whole bunch of sugar or anything like that, you can easily get an unnecessary gut along with everything, and that's just not good, right? You don't want to be the biggest dude in the gym because you got the biggest arms and the biggest gut that's there. It's not really ideal for most people. So I can see if you are trying to be on a budget, trying to gain some muscle, yeah, it's all good as long as you pick the right protein, right? Now, if you pick the wrong protein, you can easily get fat from it, so just watch out from there. But typically, if you're trying to build muscle, take protein, right? It's gonna help you out. Now, next person is somebody who's trying to replace a meal, somebody who doesn't want to possibly eat in the morning, in the afternoon, maybe you don't have time, maybe you're working, whatever it is, you know, if you're trying to replace a meal, I would say a protein supplement is ideal for you to actually take. Now, there's one thing though, you shouldn't be going out there and getting a protein supplement that's literally just protein, like 25 grams of just protein. That's probably not what you should be getting. You should be finding proteins that have like probiotics, vitamins, minerals, a couple other things along with the protein that is in there. So you're actually getting like a full meal. You know, when you eat a meal, you're not just getting protein, you're getting a whole bunch of other stuff, and your body wants those other things. So just make sure that when you look for a meal replacement protein, that you actually get something that can actually replace the meal fully with everything else that's added on in there that's not just protein. So I definitely see a huge advantage of taking a meal replacement protein for people as long as you pick the right protein, right? So those are the three different types of people. You got somebody who's trying to lose weight. Just basically, if you don't know your shit, don't take a protein. If you know your shit, take it. If you're trying to build muscle, it's kind of obvious you got to intake a lot more. So go ahead, take that protein. Also make sure that you fit in protein and all your other nutrition in your diet as much as possible. And then third person, if you're trying to replace the meals, just make sure you don't pick a protein that is just simply straight protein. Pick one that has that full spectrum. Now, as for myself, for those of you who care my personal opinion on this stuff and what I do, just stay watching. Basically, you know, for myself, I take a protein every day, not necessarily to build muscle. I don't really care about getting that big. I used to back in the day, and I would take protein like 2 or 3 times a day, all that crazy stuff. I'm not into that whatsoever anymore. I take a protein now because it's just pure convenience. I look at protein as just pure convenience, as far as sometimes I do not want to like eat a meal. For me, a meal is a waste of time, right? So I should definitely be taking a protein supplement. I take a protein supplement that has vitamins, probiotics, and protein. The protein's like pea protein, all this crazy hippie stuff basically, and I absolutely love it. Never used to love that stuff. Absolutely love it. So I find huge advantage of taking a protein supplement in my life, because honestly, I just look at sitting at a meal, whether it's a meal I cook or it's a meal I go to, it's just a pure waste of my time, right? So it takes way too long. So drinking a protein shake that lasts, you know, just like that, I can drink it in less than a minute, is pretty ideal for me and my lifestyle. So I do like taking a protein supplement, and you know, I work out every single day, so I'm pushing out more energy than most people. So I need to make sure that my diet is aligned with that as well, so I'm not just losing all my gains or just getting super skinny or anything like that. Because on top of, you know, it's just being a lot faster, is that sometimes I don't really pay attention to what I want to eat. I do try to eat as possible, but I do like deviating from time and time again, right? But I also want to make sure I get all the nutrition that my body needs for that day, plus whatever garbage I decide to feed it later on. So that's why protein supplement really helps me out. That full spectrum protein really helps me out, as far as I'm able to make sure that I get everything that my body wants and needs, and I can pretty much just do whatever I want, eat whatever I want. So it just makes it, you know, just easier and just more convenient. Again, protein supplements, in my opinion, is just pure convenience for people. Again, if you can control your diet, maybe you have the money to spend to be eating steak or fish or tuna or chicken or all that sorts of things, obviously eat that, all right? If you're somebody who has the money, but you're just trying to get your protein faster, maybe you don't have time to sit around and eat or cook or anything like that, then get a protein shake, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my view. That's my opinion on if you should take a protein supplement or not. It's up to you, really. Again, this is just my point of view. This is my opinion. Now, also, I gotta say, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for sticking around this long. And if you're sticking around this long, then you must be a fan of mine. So you should definitely go to the gymratworld.com, where I got some shirts, got all kinds of crazy stuff going on there. So go ahead, check it out. Again, I appreciate your time. I hope I made this fast and simple for you. Thanks for stopping by, right? Adios.